Imagine a pivotal moment in history. The Roman Empire, amidst its many crises, chooses a different path of adaptation and resilience. Suppose, for instance, that in the 3rd century, during the crisis of the 3rd century, a period marked by economic downturn, military defeats, and political upheaval, the leadership implements decisive reforms. These reforms address both the military and administrative inefficiencies, allowing Rome not only to survive but to grow and thrive all the way to the 21st century. With this key moment as a turning point, how would our world, its civilization, technology, culture, and daily life look if Rome had never fallen? Picture the year 2025. There are no separate countries, no familiar democracy or capitalism. Instead, one Roman superstate stretches across Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East, all ruled by a single government. Law, politics, and society are still rooted in Roman traditions, which have been updated over the centuries. The eagle standard, the iconic symbol of Roman authority, still flies above city halls from Londinium to Alexandria. Latin, once the language of scholars and priests, is now the global lingua franca used in science, business, and diplomacy. Roman law provides a unified legal system, and citizenship has expanded across continents. The Roman Empire, after withstanding numerous challenges and threats, has emerged as a leader in technology and the economy. Its roads, aqueducts, and public works have become modern infrastructure, and its schools and engineers set the global standard. This scenario might seem unlikely, but alternate history is all about exploring what could have happened if key events had gone differently. To understand the possibilities, we first need to look at what really happened when Rome fell and how it shaped the world. This analysis addresses the following central question: what would have occurred if Rome had not fallen? This inquiry will systematically examine how the continued existence of the Roman Empire could have influenced all aspects of global civilization. To understand the foundation of this alternate history, imagine Rome implementing pivotal reforms in administration, finance, and military. For instance, a streamlined bureaucracy that empowers local governance, a tax system that ensures equitable wealth distribution, and a professionalized standing army equipped with innovative tactics would all play a significant role in avoiding collapse. We'll walk through how politics, science, religion, exploration, and everyday life might have changed in this alternate timeline. Historically, the Roman Empire, after centuries of dominance, entered a period of crisis. Successive waves of invasions by Germanic and steppe peoples, chronic political instability, overextension, economic troubles, and religious transformation weakened central power. By the late 5th century, the Western Roman Empire had collapsed. Its territory was fragmented into smaller kingdoms during the Middle Ages, characterized by feudalism, local lords, and a dramatic decline in urban life, trade, literacy, and technological progress. But what if that collapse never happened? But what if, instead, Rome adapted and survived? Imagine an empire that reformed its bureaucracy, modernized its military, and allowed provinces more autonomy. Suppose the emperors permitted religious pluralism and embraced technological change. Perhaps, in response to social unrest, emperors adopted limited representative institutions such as Senate reforms, broader suffrage, or provincial assemblies blending Roman order with democratic ideas centuries before their time. Perhaps military structures evolve in response to changing threats. Imagine Christianity, instead of fracturing the empire, serving as a unifying force. The imperial government creates a new, inclusive identity combining Roman traditions, local cultures, and the new faith. Perhaps a decisive leader, Aurelian, Constantine, or another consolidates power, defeats invasions, and implements long-term reforms. The division between East and West is avoided, preserving a unified empire. Rome endures, and the world's trajectory is altered at every level: politics, economics, culture, and technology. First, the most dramatic change. Medieval Europe as we know it never existed. No feudalism, No kings and queens, no castles, no crusades, and no Viking raids on northern shores. Instead, a continent of paved roads, aqueducts, and structured bureaucracy stretches from Britain to Syria. Roman law governs everywhere. Latin isn't a dead language, it's the universal tongue of trade, science, and culture. France, Germany, and Spain never became nation-states. They remain Roman provinces culturally distinct but unified under a single empire. Perhaps the greatest shift: knowledge is preserved, not lost. In our timeline, Rome's collapse triggered the Dark Ages, a centuries-long stagnation in science, medicine, and philosophy. But, in this timeline, imagine the empire fosters a continuous tradition of scholarship. The works of Aristotle and Archimedes are not only preserved but build a foundation for scientific endeavor. For instance, the uninterrupted study of optics could lead to early lens crafting, enabling a deeper understanding of the natural world that accelerates advancements in technology. Over generations, continuous research and dialogue have yielded breakthroughs, making achievements like harnessing electricity in the thousands more plausible. The empire becomes a hub of intellectual exchange, where innovations compound across fields. Without interruption, the scientific revolution began in the 9th century, not the 16th. Electricity was harnessed in the 12th century. Space exploration in the 18th century. Imagine the internet in ancient Latin. The Renaissance never needed to rediscover what was lost because it was never lost. Religion creates another major ripple. Christianity spreads through Rome, but it also fragments the empire. The power struggle between emperors and popes destabilizes unity, especially in the West. But if Rome adapts, allowing freedom of worship or embracing Christianity without division, then the Great Schism never occurs. No Protestant Reformation, no 30 Years' War, no burning of heretics in divided kingdoms. Instead, religion evolves within a unified imperial culture, spiritual but less politically weaponized. Without Rome's fall, the age of exploration would have been transformed. While a united empire may not have faced the same desperation or rivalry seen in our timeline, Rome's historical appetite for resources and tribute suggests an underlying tension. Could the same logistical prowess that built roads and connected vast territories have driven Rome toward resource-driven colonization? This dual nature of stability and imperial ambition might lead Rome to expand its trade networks and territories, fueling a new kind of exploration. Spain and Portugal never rose as independent powers. Columbus sails under a Roman banner. But here's the twist. A united Rome doesn't need to colonize new worlds out of desperation or rivalry. Instead of conquest, the empire expands through trade and diplomacy. Maybe Roman merchant fleets discovered North America. Maybe it becomes a province like Gaul or Egypt. Perhaps indigenous cultures can be integrated rather than destroyed. The brutal colonization of Africa and the Americas might have been softened or taken a different form under a stable Roman Empire. After all, Rome has its own legacy of conquest. Later changes would have even bigger effects. While a unified Roman Empire might have avoided the horrors of global conflicts like the World Wars, it is likely that the empire would still face significant internal challenges. Succession crises and civil strife could emerge, fueled by power struggles among ambitious leaders or conflicting interests among regional governors. Imagine a scenario where a prominent general stages an imperial revolt, testing the empire's resilience and unity. Such events would provide dramatic stakes, maintaining tension within this alternate timeline while preserving the overarching unity of the Roman state. With a unified Europe, there's no scramble for power in the 20th century. No Napoleon, no World War I, no World War II, no nuclear arms race, and no Cold War. Instead, a long-standing Roman Empire might face internal reform battles, political rivalries, or civil wars, but not global chaos driven by nationalism or colonial backlash. The idea of the nation-state itself may never have existed. This scenario envisions a global civilization in which identity is tied to the empire rather than to territorial boundaries or ancestry. This could lead to global peace, or it might create a new kind of tension within the empire. Consider the characteristics of daily life in an alternate version of the year 2025. As the sun rises over the ancient yet futuristic skyline, the streets come alive with a tapestry of sights and sounds unique to this thriving Rome. Citizens in togas and modern suits alike stream into bustling forums where the aroma of fresh bread mingles with the scent of morning libations offered at street shrines. Fluent in Latin, individuals greet each other with phrases full of tradition, preserving the essence of their timeless heritage, while regional dialects add a rich diversity to daily conversation. Your money has Caesar's face, but he is not seen as a distant dictator. He is elected by a citizen body with roots stretching back 2,000 years. The architecture around you blends Romanesque solidity with sleek modernity, each building an echo of history enhanced by cutting-edge technology. Public announcements echo through aqueduct-lined avenues, a familiar chorus in a constant stream of information. Technology is seamlessly integrated with ancient efficiency, with aqueducts carrying clean water to megacities built atop older ruins, which were preserved as historical treasures rather than being destroyed. Your phone unlocks with a scroll icon, a perfect fusion of past and future. The calendar is still marked by Ides and Calends, guiding the year's rhythms just as they have since antiquity. National holidays have been replaced by Empire Day celebrations, where the city's heritage is both historical and living. This is a society where the curriculum does not mention the fall of Rome, because here, Rome never fell. There is a tendency to romanticize the Roman Empire, but it was also brutal, filled with slavery, class division, and military conquest. If the empire had persisted, it is uncertain whether it would have become a fair society or a strict authoritarian one. Whether a continuous Roman Empire remains speculative is uncertain. Perhaps progress would have accelerated, or perhaps a powerful empire would have stifled creativity and independence. That's the question at the heart of what never happened. Because history isn't just a timeline of what was, it's a ghost of what could have been. If you enjoyed this deep dive into an alternate world, imagine how many more timelines we'll explore. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a future reality that never came to pass. This is What Never Happened, where we rewrite the world one event at a time.